So good afternoon. Today we are here to analyze the games played by our Chess Gurukul students in 3 tournaments. We have 3 tournaments going on simultaneously now. One is under 500. The other one is Chess Gurukul Inter, and the other one is Chess Gurukul Advanced. So we will be looking at these games played and analyzing the games during the tournament is happening. So let's first start with Advanced. So we have, let's take this first game with Keshav versus SJMK. So white is thinking here. So looks like white is clearly better, though he's a pawn down. I think it's building a strong attack. So probably black could defend. Yeah, G6 looks good, and the rook has to move back. Let's see what SJMK does. And now, can we think of a plan for white as well as black? So what do you think white should do? White should, probably white should try to make use of the dark squares, dark square weakness around black king. And black should somehow try and defend. It's also important to develop his pieces. Black has undeveloped, rook on f8 is okay, but rook on a8 needs to be developed. All right, so let's look at the next game. So we have this is already over. So let's look at this game. Okay, French defense. Normally we don't take knight into f6. I think bishop d3 would be a better option here. So talking about this, I would like to share a small incident from my tournament experience. So while I was going to face this variation as white, so I was preparing the day prior, and my coach at that time was Ramesh, and Ramesh was telling me, why don't you play something different? Okay, so we just started preparing this variation. So knight e2, and now bishop d7. So there is a variation how they play bishop d7 and bishop c6. So here we were just thinking what we could do. So there is always this knight into f6, and there is also this knight b d7 variation. So knight d7 variation, what they normally do when we castle, take, bishop takes, and knight would come here. And then bishop moves and so on. This is the variation. So here we were just thinking, probably for people who just play the variations, like, they just memorize the variation and come and play without learning the ideas. So the player I was facing was one such player, and I thought I would take advantage of that. So here what I did, Ramesh asked me to play queen e2. So while I played queen e2, my opponent just went with his original variation and original idea and played the same move. Like I would have played, if I had played castle, he would have played this variation. So when I played queen e2, he didn't notice that, what happens after queen e2, what is the difference from queen e2 to castle. So he just followed the same variation and he fell into this trap. So now he has to take, and I have queen b7 check, queen b5 check, and I can take b7. And I became a pawn up and won very easily. So when I look at this opening, it reminds me of that opening trap, which gave me a point very easily. Okay, bishop g5 and queen is trapped. So the idea of knight bishop d3 is to control the squares. The queen can move. So here black should play h6, in fact, to stop bishop g5. But I think black didn't notice and fell for this trap. Okay. Easy game. Okay, so let us look at Jayavant. Arun and Jayavant. So this position is already looks winning for black. Okay, not much. I think black is just hands down winning. Let's go back to, okay, the variation, the game which we were just analyzing, Keshav and SJMK. I think there was a rook sacrifice. So where? Okay, black has defended well. And f5 was the original plan which black should have done. So now here black gets f5 as well. Okay, so let's look at. Ishan versus Ishan Roy versus Tempact. Here also looks clearly better for black. However, he should be careful about the weakness on g7. Otherwise, I think black is hands down winning. Okay, let's look at the next game. Okay. Susi versus Raghav. So what does that look like? I think white has just played queen g4. Black is a pawn up. But white is trying to build an attack in the position. All right. So probably you could go with maybe knight to g6. And slowly realize his advantage. Or what else can black do? I think black just needs to exchange pieces, recoup his pieces, and so on. Right? So even knight d5 looks better. I mean, looks all right, in fact. And it's important to have this g7, e7 knight on the king side, I guess. Yeah. All right. So what happened to Chinmay versus... let's look at this game. It's already over and we will look and analyze at this game. So here, okay, it's Gaiku piano with knight c6. In fact, we don't play knight c3 in Gaiku piano. Wow, king h2. Interesting idea. What does king h2 do here? Maybe it was okay to play. I don't know. Because if knight is on b1, then, white could play this. This is a standard plan to bring the knight to g3. But now knight is on c3. So maybe we should look at something like, knight d5 and so on. King h2 is... Okay. Bishop d4. Wow. What does bishop d4 do? Bishop g5. Again, not very good move because Okay, he wants to probably move his knight to d5 now with more threats. Wow. F to b6. Okay. So maybe I like queen to d7 and try to do queenside castle and begin with the attack. It's possibly one way after we take this and, try to get f5 or so on, or even g4 directly. Some kind of attack, because black has already pushed g5. So that means you can continue the attack. Bishop b6 is not so good. Knight d5, okay. Take. Knight d4. Here he sacrifices a pawn to open up the king side. Yeah, knight into g3, knight into f3 here is not good. Probably just rook b8. You know why knight into f3 is not good here? Because till the knight is on d4, it is protecting the c6 square. So once we take knight into f3 and then play rook b8, he's going to get bishop c6 check. So first, if we play rook b8, he needs to move the bishop, and now there's no more check on c6. And we could also start with c6 if we need. So I think that's the difference. So knight f3 is not good because it allows bishop c6 check and a tempo, and a very important tempo for white. Okay. I don't like bishop c4. Bishop c4. It's another bishop d4. It's just like one more threats, which white can easily defend. Okay. But the big question here is, how would white kind of release the position? He needs a break. He needs some kind of a pawn break, or, something to win. So how is he going to do it? Okay, this move is bad because this allows white to, start with c3, and then slowly he will get d4. So now, yeah, very good. White has played c3 here. And then, we could go bishop back. Okay, b4 and the bishop is trapped. So it's a piece up now, and I think white should win quite comfortably. Let's see whether if white was able to, okay, also the king was in the center, so that makes it easy, and rook penetrates into the queen side, grabbing few pawns. Still, white is a piece up, but the bishop on g3 is not really very active, right? So I think we must just, activate our pieces on the queen side, and especially on the weak black king. Okay, maybe instead of, because f3 is weak. So the queen is not coming at present immediately. So he needs to go back. But we always have bishop c6 or bishop a6. Somehow here, I think we could start with d4. So d4 has double idea. One is that we are protecting f3, and the other one is queen is directly coming into the queen side. And once the queen comes to the queen side, I think it's just winning, right? So he gives bishop a6 check. Okay, and now checkmate. Okay, not bad. White has kind of, finished the game well, making use of black's weakness. So let's look at this game again. So Susi is in time trouble. Let's see what he's going to do. Raghav is sitting quiet, trying to, hold to his pieces. So what can we do? Okay, white has played h4. It's interesting that knight cannot take h4 because if knight takes h4, then we have queen into h7 and, you know, unnecessary complications. And he's also losing the knight on h4. He has a very strong threat of h5. So while Raghav thinks, let's go to Inter. This is Chess Gurukul Inter tournament. So this is round 1, I guess. Yeah, okay. Let's see Dhruv Ramakrishna versus Anuj Narayanan. And here it is, the position looks good. Black has 2 bishops, you know, just ready to jump into the attack. And even black's rooks are quite active. For that matter, white's pieces, the rook and queen are okay, but the knights are not very well placed. And also this pawn is isolated and can be easily attacked as it is now. And this position, I think, looks to be good for black. Okay, while Anuj is thinking, let's jump to the next game. Amaya versus Samhit. Wow, Samhit has got just 1 minute with black to play. Samhit is 2 pawns down, going below 1 minute. Okay, I think we just need to try. Just play and try. That's the best way to do. Okay, that's an interesting game. Let's see how white is able to convert, if he's able to convert this position. Okay, that's interesting. Let's move to the next game. Bhargav. Okay, Bhargav. Where is Bhargav? Yeah, Bhargav is here. Okay, what is this position? Bhargav versus RTD. RTD is got less than 2 minutes, and Bhargav is thinking. Okay, let's just try to evaluate this position. As white's knight has blockaded the pawn. Good. The pass pawn on e3. But black too has a very strong bishop on g6, putting direct pressure on the d3 weakness. But if you look at king safety, I think both are kind of equal, and white is slightly worse. When we look at material, also equal. But when we look at piece activity, I think I would prefer maybe black. Or white is not bad. White is, I think, is good. White is also not bad at all. So the move which white plays here is very important. Let's see if Bhargav is able to play that move. Okay. So Bhargav is thinking. So let's see if he's going to play the best move in this position. Can we guess the best move in this position? If you guess, you can type it in live chat to me. Yes, d4. Very good. Bhargav has played the best move in the position. All right. So let's look at okay, what happened to Amay and Samhit? So I think we just saw this game. Or let's analyze this game now. The game is over, so we have the full game with us. Let's analyze this game. So, okay. So nice 4 knights variation. Okay. Normally, we don't play queen e2, right? So here, it's a bit of a thing to play queen a4 because he can go back knight f3 and then the pawn is defended. That's the worry. So let's go back. I think for bishop e4, bishop b5, maybe just d6. Or even I would say bishop c5. I like bishop c5 because if he takes, then we have queen d4 and there's a double attack. So it's always better to play a developing move like bishop c5 than to play a6, right? Okay, so a6 was played and black lost the pawn. Okay. So white is clearly better at this game. Right? And the pawn started rolling, I guess. So he won the queen and just won the game as well. Okay. So now that the d6 pawn is blockaded, I think black feels a little comfortable. Okay, there's rook e1 checkmate threatened. So g3. Good. Okay, that's not very good. It's just for one check. Even king f5 would have been better. Even king d2. Oh, that's so sad that, white played king d3 here. I should just play king d2 and I think the game is over. So king d3 was a blunder, leading to a fork of the king and the queen. Even after this, I think white is winning because he was so many pieces up. I mean, he has so much advantage already. Okay. This is where we saw, and black won on time. Oh, knight f4 checkmate. That was so sad for white to lose like this, but throughout it was a clearly better game for white. All right, so Santosh and Gambit star. Oh, that's a very nail biting. Less than 2 minutes for each. Let's see what they do. The rook is attacked. Okay. Just playing for. It is very important in positions like this that we should not just play for time. So if we play to just, while away the time, or if we think that opponent is losing on time, and if we just play, I think that's the most dangerous thing to do. When your opponent is in time pressure, don't get intimidated. Think and play your normal game. That's very important. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. So white is just telling that I'm just going to wait and see how black wins. That's a very nice, way to play when you're in time pressure. So put black under pressure to see how he's exploiting his advantage. So it's just important to play fast, play, just normal moves and just keep playing. That's very important. I think black needs to speed up his play. It's just a check and he needs to move. That's it. Okay. Activating the rook is important. Not giving checks. Activating the rook is very, very important. After this game, we look at how black could have played. So let's look at the next game because they're just playing and I don't want to tell the, correct moves now. So let's look at Siddharth and Arjun. Okay, the game is over. So we just look at what happened. Wow, Sicilian. Okay, the Sicilian Najdorf variation. Good. Okay, this is E5 is normally not played. Yeah, maybe knight C6, maybe E6. Okay, E5, B5. Okay, that's very aggressive of black. So A6. Okay. What does black want to do with A5? I don't like A5 here. He's just giving the B5 pawn. No need to give the pawn, right? So, because knight into E4 is not possible, as you know, both the knights would be here, and after queen D5, he would lose a piece. Okay, now it's a healthy pawn up for black. It's okay. So what should be White's plan? White's plan needs to be to improve this knight and then develop the rook on d8 and start creating a pass pawn on the queen side, where he's clearly better. I don't like bishop c4. What is the need to play bishop back to b3? There's no need. We could directly go with knight e3. Okay. Yes. And now already he has a pass pawn. Very good. White has exchanged all the pieces. And it is important to exchange pieces, but not pawns. Oh, that's bad. It's winning after this because it's just exchange up. Hopefully, let's see what happened to the actual game. Did White win? Wow. I think White should win. Okay. And White won. Good. So let's go back. Okay, what is happening here? Wow, 15 seconds. It is a draw if he can get a perpetual. Just to play moves, just because it is very difficult to win. So just repeat the moves and take draw. I think that's the best possibility for black here. Oh, wow. Now it's a draw, or it will be a win. Just the pawn is going to run. If he has enough time, black is just going to win. Okay, let's look at next game. Jansch versus Blazing Queen. Okay, the game is over. So, wow, okay, Blazing Queen has won. Let's see what happens. Okay. Right. Normal variation. Okay, G4 is really interesting here. Right. Because black has castled and he has created a weakness with h6, which is obviously not good. So before white castles, we should not create this h6 weakness because that would allow white sometimes to play moves like G4. Right? And G4, G5, and Rook G1 and just start the attack. Okay. Though white played knight F3 here. Okay. Not a bad move. Oh, that's bad. Why do we want to come back immediately? I think just why can't we try and take on C6? It's just a pawn, right? Bishop into F4 is no problem because G into F4, and I think it's okay. So 92. Okay, I don't like G3 either. So maybe it's better to play bishop to G3. And then take on C6 with the bishop and then play F3. So G3 is really bad. because we are giving so many, weaknesses on the light square. Okay. Okay, here, in fact, queen f3 would have been a better move, much better move. So this idea is not so good. Okay, I understand that he wants to play f6 and e5, but probably bringing the other rook was better because simply he's losing a exchange. But what white played was also not correct. He should have first taken this, and then when he takes this, then we could go maybe taking the rook. That was the best idea. So whatever he did, directly taking the rook is not good because it just blows away the center and the cover of the king. All right, let's look at. Okay, so we've looked at all the 8 games. 6 games. Let's go to 500. Under 500. Chess Gurukul tournament of under 500. Oh, that's the second round. So can we quickly see what happened in the first round? So this is, okay, who played this? Go back. Okay, this is A77 Sonic versus Rohan Babu. Okay. Wow, that was okay. Castle Rookie 1. Too many pawns for free. Wow, black is playing well tactically, and white lost its queen. So here, I think maybe just to move the king is the best idea, right? But still, queen takes g2, and black is clearly better. Okay, let's go to Yashika Das versus. Hold on. Let me just check who played this. Vihan. Okay, Vihan versus Yashika. Let's look at this game. What's happening? Oh, queen f6. That's not very good. So we need to develop pieces. I think Vihan is trying for the mate, but unfortunately, knight is already here, and this mate won't work, Vihan. So bringing out the queen so early is not good, right? Here, I think Yashika can just take knight e5, and f7 is lost, isn't it? So knight g5 also, it's a free piece, and queen can take on g5. Vihan didn't take it, and Yashika capitalized on that, winning the queen. Very good. Okay, let's go back to Yeshasai. So what is happening here? So, okay, there is a lot of analysis already. Let's quickly go through the game. Okay, again, Gaiku piano. Okay, that's 4 knights. Gaiku piano changed into 4 knights. Normally, we play rook e1 and c3 or d3. So this would convert into Gaiku piano variation. This is 4 knights. Okay, it's not bad. Oh, rook e3 is bad. So we must not support a pawn which is 1 point with a rook which is 5 points, right? So we are wasting 5 points to defend 1 point. That's not good. So what can we do? We can maybe play, I don't know, queen d3 or something. Or maybe we could do knight to d5 or bishop to d5. Even bishop to d5 is good, but I don't want to keep the bishop. So I like knight to d5. Knight takes, and now bishop takes. This, then we could simply take here, right? Okay, let's go back to what happened, rook e3. Okay, I think I would prefer to develop the rooks or do something rather than move the same piece twice, right? Okay, white is developed well. Black is developing an interesting attack. You know, this queen and knight combination is very, very dangerous because it creates a lot of, because the knight can control both light and dark squares. So that is why queen and knight attack, when they combine in an attack, it's very dangerous because knight can control both the squares, and knight is very powerful in a small area, in a localized area, like not the bishop, which can control from a2 to g8, but the knight, if it's on the king side, it will, you know, it can control many squares on the king side and create problems. Oh, that's very bad. Okay, I don't like g into f6 because g into f6 would lead to opening up of the king side. Maybe just queen c5 check and try to exchange the queen. Okay, takes. Just equal exchange. Oh, now the knight is trapped. What is black trying to do? I can't understand. Okay. Now that the knight on a7 is trapped, with b5 we can try, b6 we can try and capture the knight. But here white is not giving time for that. It is important to maintain the rooks because only then we can have the king under control, because white's king is very advanced. So taking is not good, though we get a pawn. King d3 is very bad, right? We could do knight c8 with the idea knight b6 and create some threats on the queen side. So king d3 is bad, and black also took another pawn, and it's winning. Just h pawn is queening. Yeah, let's see what happens quickly. Wow, one move made. Knight e6 was made. Black lost his queen in a fork. Game, did it end in a draw? Okay, here we cannot play king a6. I think knight c8 and just take the pawn. Give the knight for free, doesn't matter, it's winning. Knight c8, then I think it's just winning because knight d6 also doesn't work, right? Okay, so black won. Interesting. Okay, let's look at some games that are also happening. Mithun Balaji versus Sweta. Wow, white is clearly better. And it's got so many pieces. Oh, it's important to take with the rook because then the king gets cut in the corner. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Even this is winning. Okay, again, Sweta has, given up this cutoff. So whereas she should have played just rook on the 6th rank. Okay, I think this is just winning for white. So Pradyun versus Poiset Valley. Okay. Sore Poiset Valley. What does mean? Right, that's a nice checkmate. What happened in the game? Adarsh versus Siddharth. Okay, let's look at this game. Adarsh versus Siddharth. It's, white is so many pawns up, but he's not developed as yet. And also a little low on time, I guess. So at positions like this, what should we do? So if you can type in the move in chat. So what would be the best move here for white? Kamal gave me the answer for the last question correctly and very quickly as well. So here, what can white do? Let's think. G3, I don't like G3 that much. Any guesses? Very good, Kamal. Yes, I think H4 was the best. So, what is? Oh, did Siddharth hear us? Okay, let's move to the next game. Okay, this is going on. Let's go to Inter or Advanced. I think we first saw Advanced. So let's move back to Advanced. Okay, who's leading the tournament? Tempact is leading the tournament. Let's see how he won the second round. Oh, that's Pranav. Okay, I think you need to rename yourself Pranav. Anyways, good guess. So, okay. Rilopus, Archangel variation. What is head 6? I think, yeah, D5 or even E6 or so on. B6, okay. Now just getting transposed to the regular Archangel setup. BD7, I don't like this move. Okay. D5, also not good because we give up the E5 square, right? Now black has a very strong square on E5 and a very good bishop, which is now putting some pressure. So let's see what. Wow, F5. F5 I don't think is good because I think black is still not ready to open up the center. So he needs to develop his pieces, his queen, his rook, and so on. So, and now the E5 pawn is weak. After this, I think the E5 pawn is just weak, right? And the knight is comfortably blockaded at the pawn. So why don't we just, oh, we can't take. That's the tactics. If we do pawn into pawn, then queen into b6 is hanging. Oh, d6 is nice way. Queen b3 and d6. I just thought it was just this x-ray attack, but it was much more than that. Very good play by white. And now we have eliminated our weak pawn. And, the bishop is kind of not very active now. And also we're winning a pawn. This knight on e4 is awesome. It's just topping all black's ideas, isn't it? Okay. That I would say moves like h3 should be avoided because it is, rook h4 is like provoking weakness, but sometimes it's a rook. Rook is a rook, but we have to be careful about the king. Yeah. I think just queen h3 is just clearly better. No, not better. I think queen h3, I'll go king e1. So is there a checkmate? I don't see a checkmate. But for sure there is a checkmate for black. Right. Rook f4 is obviously not good because we're giving the move to white, and white can just start with checks because black's king is also weak. Yes, here he is. Okay, good finish. Let's go to the next game. Okay, Subha. Okay, Subha 9 versus Revanche. Let's look at this game. Oh, Revanche didn't turn up on time. Okay, let's see what's happening. Keshav, Chinmay, ripple effect. Let's look at ripple effect. What is ripple effect doing now? So, by thinking. So let's probably black just played king f6, and now I think it's okay. Do we take e4? So if we have to take e4, we have to give away the c file, which is not good. I think that's why he's thinking. Okay, so what can white do now? Any guesses? Or if you can evaluate the position and give me the evaluation in the chat, it'll be nice. So what can white do? And how is the position? So now we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 pawns for black and 6 pawns for white for the time being, though e4 is a weak pawn. So what can white do? So ripple effect is going down on time. Not a good sign. He has to play fast. So let's have this and look at Supreme Knight versus Gokul Ram. Okay, Gokul Ram is too much low on time. You need to speed up, Gokul. So what does Supreme Knight do? Yeah, Pranav, it looks like equal. It was. Huh. Okay, white just started an attack. And black is kind of trying to defend it. Ready to take the pawn sacrificed, if at all. So black needs to hurry up. There's a lot of calculations, but if you get low on time, below than 1 minute, it really doesn't make sense. So you have to play fast. And sometimes it's okay to play normal moves. You don't need to always play brilliancies. Okay. So let's see what happens to Gokul Ram and Supreme Knight. So Chinmay versus Keshav. What's happening? That's a very interesting position. Chinmay versus Keshav. Too many pawns up. Keshav is too many pawns up. And a piece and a pawn. So it must be winning. I mean, if you don't blunder, I think it should be winning. So Raga versus Jayvant. Oh, that's an interesting fight going on in equal position. Let's look at this. That's Queen Knight versus Queen Knight and 5 pawns each. So it's basically going to be a main challenge for Raghav to maintain his time throughout the game. But I think it's good. Okay, let's go back. And so what's happening? Let's go to Inter. Bhargav, Samhit, Vinay, Kanishk, Maitri Mondal. Okay. They're having good run with 2 points. Okay, let's see what is happening. Dhruv Ramakrishnan versus Nishik. Okay. So how's this position? I think Siddharth, which game do you want me to analyze? Which round game, Siddharth? Okay, that's actually white is clearly winning, except if he's able to defend the king, then I think it's just winning. So we just need to defend the king. Dhruv, let's see, Dhruv have 2 minutes, and it's easy. It's quite easy to defend the king and to avoid perpetual checks. I think that's all. Okay. Now Siddharth Krishna Kumar wants us to analyze his game. Where is Siddharth? Okay, this one. All right. Another Sicilian. I somehow get very happy when I see Sicilian games because it is for sure there's going to be some, you know, some tactics, some attack, and some active play. It's the same opening again. Okay, both white and black have developed sensibly here. Okay. Okay. Oh, this I think we already saw. So let's see. Jagrut, let's see your game. So Siddharth, you are in advance. So let's see. 12th place. I don't have any 12th place. Oh, okay. You're playing intergroup. So let your game be over. So let's look at even this game is interesting. It's just winning hands down for white. What would be the best thing to do here? What would be the best you know, move for white? Just keep pushing the pawn. That's it, isn't it? Okay, Anuj Narayanan versus Dhruv Ramakrishna. We were looking at the game. Oh, it's over. So I think we did see this game. Did we? No, we didn't. So okay. Yeah, we did see this, and then it's just winning the piece. Okay. So Dhruv. So there's 7 ongoing games. So we have Bhargav, Dhruv, Bhargav, Samhit, Vaishnav. Okay. Okay, let's go back to under 500. Oh, 3 games are over. And few games are going on. Let's look at Solai. versus Manas. So how does it look? White is a piece up and black is just attacked white's piece. So what can white do? Just, all right. Wow, that was a mistake because he loses f2 and you lose also h4. It's not very good. Okay. Let's look at where is Jagrut? I want to see Jagrut's game. We blundered your queen. Okay. So before this tournament starts, let's just look at something else also. Okay. So let me just get this quickly advance. Go back. Okay, still impact is better. Okay, we have this equal endgame and Chinmay and Kesha fighting it on. Oh, that was so sad. Keshav just lost the rook and probably he will lose the game. Let's go back. So ripple effect Gokul. What happened to Gokul's game? I was very curious of that position, which we had already seen, right? So yeah, here, therefore. Okay, Gokul. So now bishop g5. Okay, this is another beautiful Sicilian. Let's look at this more order. This is e6 and knight c6. So this might move into Taimanov, something like a Taimanov or Paulson. Okay, normally we don't do bishop e5 here. So we go with bishop e2 and castle. That's one possibility and a simple one as well. Bishop b5, I really don't know what the bishop is doing because there are two pawns. So it's not really the best move. Okay. Oh, white goes in for a direct attack without castling, right? So I think it might not be the best. Take, and white needs to decide on his king. So before he does anything, that's getting very. It was a very rash attack for white without castling. So I guess before he did all this, he should have gone triple O, queen d2 and triple O. So because he didn't cancel, I think he's facing this trouble. He didn't see that the queen is hanging. E5 was a subtle move, and then the queen is hanging. Okay. Right. All right. So let's go back and see some other game. Keshav, he just lost the rook. We just saw. Gokul Ram, we just saw Jayvant. Let's look at Carlsen. What our Carlsen has done. Carlsen won this game. Okay. This is theory. This is what we just saw. If you have to take the E pawn, you will lose the C file. So here, black needs to take a call. He did take the pawn and he gave up the C file. And also not just the C file, rook D3, he would lose the D pawn also. Ah, rook D4, interesting idea. Very good. Okay, who is this? Ripple effect versus Carlsen. So Carlsen played rook E4 is very good. So now we can take. Yeah. Yes, and 2 pass pawns, and it is winning. All right. So let's. Okay, the game is just going to be over. Raghav, let's look at Raghav's game. Did we look at Raghav's game? This was that queen and. No, we didn't look at this game. As it started with a nice dial-opus. Knight G6. No, I think knight D2 would have been better because if he takes, we could just take with the king, with the rook. Wow. Rook F1 is a good move. Like it's an intermediate move. Queen G4 also very good. So what can we expect here? I think it's just equal position. And we need to play to the position. Don't do anything drastic here. So you might get into trouble. I think that's what happened with black. Black was over enthusiastic and black played D5. Not good. Because this allows a lot of squares and entry to the king, queen. Why knight into E7? I think simply knight into H6. Right? Was he scared of king G7 and did he think that his knight would not come out? Maybe. So here I think we could just go queen and then come knight G4. Just winning, right? Okay, knight E7 was not so good. Again, B3, not good. We must activate the knight on G2. Okay, so what we should be doing? Not good at all. White is just giving and playing into black's hands. Perpetual. Okay. Let's go and look into Inter and see what's happening. Okay. So Siddharth wanted to analyze his game. Let's look at his game. Okay, is Siddharth is black and Pranil is white. Okay, let's look at this game. Okay, makes sense. Just logical developing moves. I think perfect. Oh, why bishop d5? I just said logical developing moves and immediately white wants to waste one more move. We are in the opening phase of the game, so we need to keep developing every move. All right, so bishop e3 or, even queen. I don't like queen e2, but bishop e3 is the most natural move here. Oh, now we have lost the d5 pawn. And in order to protect the d5 pawn, we have to put the knight in the corner of the board, where instead the knight should be on c3. Oh, this was... Queen b8, I like the move because it stopped the bishop from developing. But I don't like queen b6 because it just comes under attack. Okay, a4, not bad. Okay. Here, maybe f5 for black would have been good. f5 and just start rolling the pawns. Okay, so rook here and yeah, finally black managed to play f5. I think this position is quite good. It is important not to give the e6 square. I think e4 was not good. So e4 was not good because e4 gives away the d4 square, which in turn gives away the e6 square. Wow, what was that? I think it was mouse slip. He wanted to take a6. Poor thing, he left it on b5. So sad. I think white is also, getting better, but black has some advantage, some attack coming up, like this. And black would try his best, but queen a6 would have been definitely a good chance for white. Unfortunate. Right. Okay. So third round started. Let's see. Okay. Powerful queen has won the game. Let's see. Oh, that was a miniature. Let's look at the miniature. That's really a miniature. So here, I think e4, e5, knight f6. What is b6? I think just develop with knight c6 would have been the best try. Okay. What happened to some hit? Okay, let's look at some hit scheme. So we go e5, knight here, and bishop c4, knight f6. Okay. Okay, right lever attack after a long time. Okay, bishop e2 is not very good. Oh, bishop into f2. Not good. It's checkmate. So actually here, I think instead of bishop e2, here, maybe we can play bishop d3. So the idea of bishop d3 is if here we could go knight e4. So that's one possibility to play. Okay, let's look at the next game. Okay, what's happening in under 500? We will have a beautiful game with Vardhan. Okay, the knight versus bishop, and white is a pawn up, and white needs a breakthrough desperately. So what can happen? I think he can play g4 at some point to open up the position, but it's queen down for white. So I guess it's easy, but you must be careful. And I see that there are a lot of blunders happening, especially on the theme fork. Knight fork and queen is lost. Knight fork and rook is lost. So we must be very careful. All right. Both these games are queen down. I mean, black is queen up. Oh, wow. Here, see, there's a pin and black has lost the queen in pin. Not so good. And now white is completely winning. Galaxy Wiz. Let's look at Galaxy Wiz. You want to analyze your game? Okay, Adarsh will come back to you. Okay, let's look at Galaxy Wiz. You are white. Okay, let's look at your game. Okay, decent opening. I don't understand. Why can't I take this? Wow, that's a free queen. Okay, I think here, this was an interesting idea, but I think black should just go back. And now the knight is attacked, and it would have been an interesting game after this. Black blundered after knight b5 and lost the queen. Okay, so now let's go back to advance and let's look at Adarsh. Where is Adarsh? Adarsh is here. All right. Only one game you played, Adarsh? No, that was timeout. Just played only one game. Hmm. Okay. So let's look at Chinmay. Who's leading? Carlson is leading. Okay. Keshav is playing on. How's Keshav's game? Keshav versus Chinmay. Oh, this one. It is over, right? I think it was winning. Yeah, Keshav won. Yeah, we did see this. He lost the rook in the time pressure. Okay. So, Samhit and Powerful Queen. Some games are going on. Let's look at the games. Third round of Inter. So, how's Bhargav versus Sri Kanishk? Interesting. Rook down. Okay, Sai Narayan versus Vishnai. So much of sacrifice. Is it worth it? I don't think so. Two rooks. Two rooks and two rooks down. I think it's just better for black. Right, let's go back. And okay, let's look at Amneet Krishna versus Maitreyi Wonder. Okay, so white is one pawn up. So what do we do? Okay, Avanti has played rook to d6. And now Maitreyi is thinking, maybe it's better to bring the king towards the center, isn't it? Because king g5 is not like really good. Okay, so while this game is happening, it's interesting, but mostly white is better, but white needs to convert this endgame well. Let's see if, Avneet is able to, Avanti is able to convert this position into a win. So let's get back. So this is round number 3 in inter, and round number 3 is happening in advance, and in, okay. So we're waiting for round number 4 to get started. All right, so now I'm just going to take a small break and then come back and analyze the remaining games. Okay, so I'm back and let's look at what's happening. Round 4 has started in under 500. So let's look at Sumati's game. I'm good. I'm good wants her to wants me to look at her game. So let me see. Where are you? Okay, let's look at this game which you lost, Sumati. Okay. Oh, B5. If I think it's a trap, and you lose a piece, right? It's not very good. What is this? Why not just take knight into G5? And if he takes queen into F5, we can do knight into F3, isn't it? So F6 is not the best. G6 also not the best. We need to castle, and we need to, develop our pieces. And now we lose 2 pieces, the second piece as well. So I think it's not good, isn't it? And it's a long game. So it's very important to develop your pieces, right? So I guess here, this is okay. maybe just not knight e5. And even for this, I think you should go knight e7 and not take on c3, right? Okay, all right. So let's go back and whose game shall we see now? Adarsh Rajguru. What's your ID, Adarsh? And is it an inter? Advanced. Okay, you're in CG Advanced. Okay, let me see. You have to play some games. You just played only one game. And I'm not able to view that game as well. Because probably you left. Did you leave? Okay, let's see what's happening in advance. Carlson is leading. Keshav is playing. I think Keshav. Oh, yeah, this game. Let's look at Keshav's game. So Keshav versus Gokul Ram. Interesting. Okay, Gokul is white. And Keshav just played Queen G5, pinning the pawn. So what can white do? This is very interesting. White's king side is weak, but will black be able to exploit it? And also black's bishop on f5 is very awkwardly placed and can get trapped. Maybe this is too much of a weakness. Okay. Is there a perpetual? Okay, at this point, I think you must be, players must start thinking very quickly, because that's where they could, you know, otherwise if you get into tractable, then it's going to be a problem, because it's just then time. It's mad rush, right? Okay. So any other games? Well, let's see who's leading here. We have Samhit, and fourth round game is on. Powerful Queen is also. Oh yeah, we should see this game, a miniature. And okay, let's look at what's going on. Bhargav is already in time trouble. Let's look at Sai Narayan. I think we did see this game. No, we didn't. Okay, this is an alternative Sicilian. So what happens here? Sorry. Okay. Oh, that's a nice d5. Okay. So bishop c5 is okay. Bishop c4, d5 takes, bishop here. Bishop e7, castle. And I don't recommend c4 here. So because what is the idea of c4? It's kind of trapping the bishop, right? But I can always take bishop into c6, and that would leave your pawns weak. So c4, I can always take like this immediately, and that would leave, this is a weakness. I can start attacking it with d3, right? So what to do? Knight to e5. Okay. That's a piece down. Very easy. So that was the idea of d4. So that's why I said we could directly take this immediately. And after this, we could do d3. And here, I think it's better for white. Though black has two bishops, I think white has better development, and hence white is better. Okay, let's go back. Ring silver versus Darshit. What happened? Look at, yeah, the game was over. Okay. Ring silver lost to Darshit. Let's see. Okay, a beautiful guy, 4 knights. I think c3 can be played at any point here. Rook e1, I would prefer to maybe play just queen d2 instead of rook e1. Okay, that's a nice idea. He wants to move the knight and bring the rook in the left file. But did he not notice rook f8, but the knight cannot move? Ah, okay. See, again, I see a very common pattern during this tournament with players. So that's when they push pawns, they give the squares which the pawns were defending earlier. Like we saw in one instance, c4 was played, where d5 was given, and then in another instance, it was most of the times e5 and giving f5 square, or e4 giving d5 square. Example here, you give the f5 square. That's a strong knight, right? Yeah, and just the pawn is lost, and also the exchange. It's not good. Okay, so let's go back. What? Okay, so game 1 is going on in three. Okay, so advance is still not over. Who's playing in advance? Okay, Keshav is still playing. No, Keshav's game is over. White wins. So now we are ready for the 4th round in Inter. 25 games started. Okay, that's interesting. Let's look at what's happening. Okay, let's analyze Sagarwal in Inter. Where is Sagarwal? Okay, let's look at the games. Some nice opening theories on. Okay, let's look for Sagarwal. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Sagarwal versus Bhargav. Another again beautiful 4 knights. So 4 knights seems to be a very common opening. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's just the opening. I think opening is good. And I don't like knight to a4 because it is taking a piece away from the center. So let's see how black responds. Okay, while Bhargav is thinking, let's quickly revisit the other games. Okay, Inter still, one game is going on in number 4. 18 games going on. Okay. And okay, U500. Yashika Das has lost to, let's look at this game. Okay. Decent opening for U500. Decent opening play. Pieces have been developed well. Very good. Very decent play by both players. E4, though, E4 is not so good because there is a pin in this diagonal. We know what's a pin, right? The bishop is pinning the knight to the queen. So that means if you push E4, this pawn is without support, enough support. So yes, black takes the pawn and then exchanges off the bishop. So I don't like knight h5. What does knight h5 do? I think we just need to bring the rooks, get the rooks on, rook e8 or, rook c8 or move the queen, try to get the rooks out. I think that would have been the best try. Okay, knight h5. All right. Back the pawn. Oh. That's very bad. Okay, now here there's an important theme. There is a pin and white is trying to make use of the pin. The knight is pinned, so he attacks the knight with the pawn, so the knight cannot move. But there is also a pin on the e5 pawn. So black can escape this with queen e6 because the white pawn cannot take the knight. And next move, we could obviously move the knight. So that was a great escape, but he didn't do that. He did king h8, which is not so good. And now the piece is lost, I guess. Why is this a blunder? Yeah, queen e3 would have been better. Right, h6 was coming. So now anyway, white lost a piece. Actually here, I would prefer to play this rook here to put more pressure on the last rank. So rook e8. Yeah, it's not so good. Wow, that's a checkmate. All right. So let's see what's happening in game number. Okay, one more game going on. Raghav and Subha. Okay, that's a piece up. Okay, Subha has less time, so Raghav is trying his chances. But it's a very well-known double rook checkmate. So that can be also done with the same queen and rook. So let's see how he's going to do a checkmate. Oh, no. Subha, you should have played rook here, right? Rook should go down to c8 and then go here. It's a checkmate. Okay, now quickly promote the pawn or bring the bishop. That's very interesting. Let's see what happens. Will it be a draw? Will he lose on time? I don't think there's increment. So there's more than enough time. Oh, wow. Nice finish, Raghav. Okay, so this is advance. Okay, advance is fourth round. Let's look at Carlsen's game. Carlsen was Chevant. Okay. Okay. That's with some kind of a London system, I guess. Okay, they're thinking too much. So meanwhile, let's just quickly go through other games and come back. Fourth round. Okay, where is round 4? Okay, let's go to Inter. Samit won his game so soon. Okay, let's see what happened. Samit is white. Always, I think, students, you must develop your pieces. You must pay attention to opponent's threats, and then you will not, don't move your pieces to the corners of the board. Don't move the same pieces again and again. Just follow the opening principles. So, okay, this is a nice theory. There's a lot of theory. And this is bad. Knight e4. See, just now I told you don't move the same piece again and again. So that means you must not move the knight, which is already developed. Whereas we could go knight d7, or we could go castle or anything. I think just knight e4 was a hand move and it's just losing. Okay. So let's look at Inter, 7 games on. Okay. Oh, double queen. Let's look at this double queen. Okay, so far so good. Oh, white e5. All of a sudden, I think young kids get very intimidated and they want to do something in the center. So I think you can act in the center, or you can do pawn breaks, but only after developing the pieces. And in the course of a pawn break or opening up the center, you should not lose material, because d5, you just lose material. See? So many. And normally, if you allow the pawn structure to be broken like this, it's not good, because the king is very weak and there's a strong knight which can come and attack your king. Yeah. Okay, luckily for black, the queens are exchanged. So I think it's okay. So white is systematically improving on the king side, on the queen side, sorry. And it's really bad to exchange pieces when we are materially down. So black should not have exchanged pieces, because he was pawn down and now he's again 2 pawns down. Okay. Now the king comes up and not very good. Let's see if black is able to convert this advantage. Oh, so sad. Now you see, white is in the box. So that means white can stop the pawn. And white has 2 pass pawns which the black king cannot stop. And that's just winning. Go to advance and try and see what's happening in advance. 8 games still going on. Okay, Gokul Ram Subha. Let's look at some other games whom we have not yet looked. Suchi Romesh is one player. Adarsh. Let's look at Adarsh. Okay, he's waiting. Adarsh is not come. Ishan is waiting. So what is this? Okay, so let's look at Romesh. Yeah, let's look at Romesh's game. What is this position? It seems very interesting. So looks like black is clearly better. Okay, you have to get a king out. King c3, I guess, is the only move. What is there to think? All right. So let's go back. And then also back. Only one game is going on. So let's go to Inter and see what's happening. Samhit, we saw the games. Kanishk through somebody whom we have not seen yet. Maitreyi Mondal, we already saw. Oh, we have 60 students playing. That's nice. Shri Kishan Satish. Sai Kishan. Okay, let's look at Sai Kishan. This is a decent way to play, but he loses a pawn. Yeah, white is not so good. And knight e4, yeah, knight e4 is a strong square followed by f5, and don't allow your opponent's piece to stay in strong square for a longer duration of time. Okay, so now let's go back and check. Only one game in Inter. Okay, what's happening in advance? Okay, 8 games on. So Adarsh Rajguru. Anybody else we want to see? Okay, how does this position look? Let's look at this. Vardhan versus Vikas. Vishwas. Okay, Vardhan versus Vishwas. Okay, white is double the rook. It's interesting. That. So the moment he gets f5, I think he would have better chances. So maybe it's a nice idea for black to go king h8 and start with f5 sometime. Okay, so this is Shrishti. Let's look at Shirish. Okay, how's the game? Wow, that was, what was bishop d6? What was this? I think d6 or even takes pawn into pawn is good. Bishop d6 is not acceptable. Why? Simply because we cannot develop this bishop in its own natural way by pushing d6. Just because of that reason. I don't have anything against bishop d6. So, okay. Yeah, fair enough. So, that's nice. Already pawn up, right? And also development. Pawn up, just not pawn up, white is also better in development. Queen e5, I like the move because we are ahead in development. We are a pawn up. So then it makes sense to exchange the queens. But also, since we are ahead in development, we could just continue with castle and then start attacking. Because normally when we're ahead in development and materially up, we can also attack. Okay, so far good. Oh, this discovered attack is, just go back. And even now, instead of rook here, we could have done d5. But anyways, this had come and now it's winning for white. Okay, so let's see what's happening in, so 5-round event, and we have one more round to go. Okay, also one more round to go. In advance also, we have one more round to go. Like the 4th round is going on at present. Okay, let's look at Sai Narayan. Yeah, Sai Narayan, I think I analyzed your game. So who else we need to see? Okay, let's look. Manish. We've not looked at Manish's game, I guess. So let's look at Manish's game. Jashan versus Manish. Okay, Manish is black. Is Manish black here? Yeah, Manish is black. Okay. Okay, that's not the best variation to play knight to d4. Okay, knight to d4 is not good. So now, white is definitely doing better here, right? Hmm. What e5 is a small threat with a threat on h7, knight g6. Okay, bishop takes rook e1. Yeah, otherwise f5 and it's going to be dangerous. Oh, that was a blunder. Bishop f2 here was a blunder, right? You lose the f pawn and also the e5 pawn and then the bishop on d3. Oh my god, it's an avalanche effect. It's just you lose one pawn and then you lose another pawn and then a piece. Yeah, that's not good. So must be very careful, Manish. And no, the other one, right? Okay, so let's see. Naren is best. Okay, Naren, let's see how best you are. So Naren is best is played white and won against Ashwin. Okay, let's see what happens here. Hmm. Ah, given up the c2 and he wants to take the g7. So what can we do here? It's not very good to take c2 because black is underdeveloped. And just winning, he loses the knight, right? So what best we could have done here is knight h5 is not the best move. I think it's important for us to castle. Like for instance here. So if he wants to play here, we could go rook here. So this is not possible, and next move we could just castle. And at least there is some play after that. Okay, one game going on, 5 games and 5 games. So let's look in under 500. So under 500, who else? Whose games we have not seen yet? Vian Sandhu, we did. Yashika Das, we did. Okay, let's go back. Rohan, Glaxi, Anirudh, Yashin, Hari Preetha. Okay, let's look at Hari Preetha's game. Hari Preetha has played black here and won. Okay, this is a nice, simple. He wanted to play with d6. So d6 is Philidor, and the regular variation starts with d4, but here knight c3. Very passive development, isn't it? So for white, it would have been active to play d4 and to get the bishops and both the bishops open. d3 leaves the white bishop on f1 very passive. See, now white has wasted a move with d4, d3, and then d4. So it's waste of one move. Okay, fair enough. Pawn down. White is a pawn down. Oh, bishop c3 is bad. And for bishop c3, bishop into e5 is even bad. I think knight into c3 was better. Knight into c3 and d5 and knight d7. So now at least a little bit of compensation. Why did he give the pawn? I think queen c7 followed by knight d7 is okay. Queen c7 followed by knight d7 is okay. A pawn is a pawn. So at times when you need to defend the pawn, you need to defend the pawn. All right? Okay. So not good. Why is, yeah, white wants to exchange. Black doesn't want to exchange, obviously. I have an idea here. So can we do something like, okay, queen f3 is, queen f6 is okay, and queen f3 is also not bad. But queen f3 is a blunder. Tell me why. Who can tell me why queen f3 is a blunder? Now white has a beautiful tactical shot. So he is threatening to checkmate on g2 with the queen and the rook. So the pawn cannot take the queen because the rook is pinning the pawn. So who can tell me what we can do now as white? Queen f3 actually is a blunder. Yes. Who's that? Chess bro. Perfect answer. And because the rook is the one who's pinning the pawn, let's rocks. Yeah, that's also correct. Perfect. So rook is the piece which is pinning the pawn and preventing the pawn from taking the queen. So we can do queen to g5. And it's winning for white. Imagine just before 2 moves that black won. White could have won if he was, if he had found this idea. g3 is bad. Okay. Jivika, correct. And now it's sad. All right. Is it over? Only one game is going on. Who's playing? Oh, yeah. Bharatan is winning. No? Okay, the final round has started. In U500. Let's go to the last 2 remaining games of the 4th round. So that's a double bishop versus rook. But black doesn't have time. Let's see. This is interesting. So what we could do? Oh, wow. He's playing on seconds. Black is winning. If he plays correctly, black will win. That's at points like this, it's very important that white doesn't play for black's time. White has to play the correct move in the correct position. Only then he will be able to hold. Very nice. How to save the pawn? How to save a4? That's the only way. I thought of it. Yes, rook c6 is the only way because we put pressure on the pawn. Okay. Oh, but why? I think here a5. Sorry. Yeah, just did this and I think a5 would have been better. Okay, this is just losing. Oh, he thinks that, okay, I tried to get the idea. But will the king be able to come on time? No, that's so sad. Now it's a draw. Hold on. Here, I think the best move is to play h5 and then king here and wait with the bishop in this diagonal. So we block these 2 squares for the king. And if he goes here, then we push the pawn. And if he goes here, also draw, I guess. Yeah, that's a very nice idea. Yes, it is a draw. It's a very beautiful idea, but Will white be able to play quickly? Got less time. No, black has got less time. It's important to go to A1, H1, and not stay on, not give a blockade on H5. Yeah, it's important to go back and not allow white to, and not allow black to chase him away. Yeah, now it's a draw. So I must say it was a good try. It was a beautiful save. It was indeed a beautiful save. So black is just trying, but unfortunately there's nothing to try here. It's a very amazing, beautiful, you know, save for white. All right. So, they're just playing. Okay, let's look at some other. Okay. Inter, the last round has started. What's happening to advance? Advance last round is progressing. No, this is U500. So let's see what's happening here. In this game, Shirish versus Vaishu chess. So who's better? It's already black is better in Shirish versus Vaishu. Oh, you see, he's passively defending with the rooks. Normally, if we defend passively, it's not good, right? And now, a few moves back, black was better. And now, all of a sudden, white looks better. It's a nice idea to go into a king and pawn endgame right away, because white will be able to defend the pawn on king side, whereas black won't be able to defend against the connected pawns. That's so close. Beautiful pawn, and it's going to be a draw. So sad. White was just winning. Just one move, c3, protecting the b4 pawn, then white would have won. There's no need to do all this gimmicks, right? Always, students, remember, when you're in time trouble, just defend, play normal moves. Don't try to, calculate and show some super moves. It's not required. You win a spectacular game with a lot of tactics, a lot of sacrifices, you still get only 1 point. You win a simple game played with proper strategy, you also get 1 point. So there is no difference. The important thing is to win without giving much chances to your opponent. All right? Okay. So this is a draw now. So let's look at Inter. 5th round is happening. Advance is 4th round. 3 more games going on. Let's look at Inter. Okay, Dhruv, Ramakrishna, Samhit, Vinay, Vaishnav, and so on. Okay. Let's look at somebody. Okay, Chess Demon versus Akshya Kumar. We've not seen this game yet. Okay. So what is this position? Let's think. All right. There was a lot of activity on, and now black is the piece up. Okay. So if you're piece up, obviously you need to exchange the minor pieces. Yeah, queen takes is better. Let's see what they do. Yeah, this is winning for black. So let's look at the next game. Mhm. So let me see whom we have not seen. Okay, let's see Arjun and Maitri. Okay, it's white to play. Let's see what they do. Hmm. What is there to think so much in the opening? We have to develop pieces, bring out pieces, isn't it? So normally in a 15-minute game, you must have a proper cutoff. It's like for the first 5 minutes, you will complete the opening. Opening matlab 20 moves at least. And for the next 5 minutes, it'll be the middle game stage. That means 21 moves to 40 moves. And the next 5 minutes would be the end game stage, which is 40 moves and above. So if you divide your time like this, I think it'll be easy for you to play 15-minute games. Though there are additions, increments, we need to divide our time properly. Okay? Okay, Maitri wants to exchange the bishop. Right. Let's go back. So, shall we go to advance? So how many more games? Just one more game to go in this. Okay. So in advance, there are still 2 games going on in round 4. So let's see what's happening. Carlson versus Jayvant. It's bad. Okay. Queens and white is winning. This pawn endgame is just 1 for white because he's got a protected passed pawn. What is a protected passed pawn? A pawn which is divided, which is supported by another pawn, and it's also a passed pawn. So this position is just winning. And we will slowly go and take the other pawns on the king side. King e4, I guess. Okay, this is winning. Okay, game is over. Okay, 5th round started for CG Advance. Jayvant is leading and Subha is leading. So Keshav is in 3 points, Keshav and Carlson. It's interesting. Okay, let's go to Inter and see what's happening there. Okay. Only 1 game to go. Wow. It's just like two queens checkmate. Let's see this how he finishes the end game with 5 pawns. Actually, when you have this is like a study. When you have 3 connected pass pawns, you don't need the king at all. You see? So let's go a little back and I will show you how this happens. You don't need the king at all. Yeah, very soon. I will be releasing some videos in Tamil. Tamillayum சீக்கிரமா videos போடுறேன். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி இது வந்து this is a tournament where a lot of people from across the country are participating. That's why this analysis is in English. See, you don't need the king at all. All right. And now we can just push the king back. And now what we can do? Just e2 and winning. Yeah, perfect. Let's get back to the position. And round 5. Okay, round 5 is on. So who's competing for the title? So we have 3 people in 4 points. So Samhit and Dhruv Ramakrishna and S. Agarwal. S. Agarwal has already finished. So she's 4. So her game is over after the 5th round. So I think Samhit and Dhruv Ramakrishna, they're playing. Vinay and Avanti Krishna are playing. Okay, Powerful Queen is also 4. Okay, let's see. Vinay and Avanti. And then we have Samhit and Dhruv Ramakrishna. Oh, that's a direct head-on for the title. Let's look at this game. It's interesting. But I guess black is pieces up. Too many pieces up. A rook up. And if he takes, and if the king takes, it'll be an exchange up for black. So Dhruv, you must do something. Yeah, it is easy even Jivika. But then, like we see in the tournament, in time pressure, people tend to make mistakes. So we must be very careful while we play. Not just stalemate, I guess. But then maybe white can try because it's only an exchange down. So white can try. He has a bishop. So maybe he can try something. Let's see what happens to the game. Okay, Dhruv. What to do? Knight is attacked. It's important to save the knight. And I don't know what is Dhruv thinking about. Yeah, 91 was the only move possible, right? So, Okay, that is interesting. And now he's defended the knight. Beautiful. Okay. So while this game is happening, let's look at advance. Advance, I think it's Jayvant and Shubha are on 3.5. Keshav and Carlson in 3. Okay, let's see. Jayvant versus Shubha. I think again the title match. So that was Dhruv versus Samhit in Inter and Jayvant versus Shubha in advance. Okay. That's an interesting idea. But it's just out of opening and they're thinking too much. So let's move to something interesting. Let's go to Dhruv versus Jayvant. Sorry, Samhit versus Dhruv. Wow, black is just in attack mode. And now it's rook up. Okay, let's move to U500. Only one game to go. Okay, I guess it's who are with 5 points and who take the title. So let's look at their last game. A lot of opening theory. Not bad. Good. Okay, Queen A3. I don't like Queen A3. Maybe just Queen C2. Okay. See, again, this is okay because the bishop gets opened up. What is bishop B7? All this just to push the black pawns. And once the black pawns are pushed, we don't have anything to do. Yeah, now I think the king side is opened up and it is a nightmare for white. Yeah. He's up. Good game. So let's look at Vaishu. Oh yeah, the positions are there. So Shri, Solai, and Vaishu. Let's look at Solai's game. Nice pawn storming on the queen side, but it just doesn't serve the purpose. Here I like b4 because it would deactivate the white bishop. Instead of taking, I think d4 would be better. Oh wow! Now black has got a good pawn structure. He's forced white to exchange off the bishop, and then the pawn structure has become ironed out from double pawn to better pawn structure. So white is aggressive. Sorry, black is aggressive. And maybe we could also do h4 at some point. So now quickly he shifts to the other side. And I think it's rook g7. And he wants to get the rook here. And the pawn is lost. That's it. And now, actually this is a draw. But white has to activate his rook. His rook cannot stay on f3 like this, inactive. See, you have to get the rook out. Probably just rook e1 would have left white with a draw. Rook f3. Inactive pieces would lead to losses, especially in endgames because we have very few pieces. Okay. Okay, again here f4. f4 is not required. Even after f4, I think maybe we should play just king to f3. And wait, when black comes king to e5, we have to go king to e3. This is bad. Why? Can somebody tell me why this is bad? Why this is bad for white? He cannot do g5. It is just losing now. It's losing because king e5, king d4, and I would take the d pawn. And even if you manage to take my d6 pawn, you will have to spend a lot of time. And then I would just queen the c pawn. I think that's what would have happened. See? Yeah. And now it's winning. Okay, so now we have the list of winners in under so congratulations to the winners. So it's Arshri, Solai, and Vaishu Chess. Keep it up and do play the next tournament, which we will have, I guess, after 2 weeks. All right, all the best. So let's go to Inter and see what's happening. So That was a direct fight between Samhit and Dhruv, and I think it is just winning. Samhit is just winning. He's got 2 rooks up. Yeah. And now it's just going to be two rooks. Just checkmate with 2 rooks. Okay, so let's go back and rest all is over. Akshay Kumar is in 4 points. S. Agarwal is in 4 points. And Naitik MP is in 4 points. Powerful Queen is in 4 points. Yeah, it's good. Okay, Samhit has won the tournament. Congratulations, Samhit. And Dhruv, better luck next time. You did give a tough fight. All right, Akshay Kumar, and let's wait for the prize, the ranking list, while we look at the advance. What's happening in advance? 5th round is on. And Jayavant and Subha are playing for the title, right? That's a title match going on. Let's look at, okay, what happened? Oh yeah, Jayavant and Subha still playing on. Interesting. Okay. It is just exchange, and white is kind of cramped, right? Not very comfortable, and he cannot castle. His king is still in the center. Okay. That's a beautiful move. Queen b6. He's putting pressure on the queen side, and also already the knight is kind of cramped on d1, so it cannot move anyways either. So what should be white's plan and what should be black's plan? Let's think in this position while Jayavant is thinking. Okay, Jayavant wants to attack directly on black's king without, okay, because he doesn't have much choice, I guess. So what can black do? What should black do? First thing, I think black should play fast. That's the first thing black should do. Leave alone the plan. I think the first thing black should do is just to play fast. Okay. All right. So now what can we do? I think he's going to get into time pressure. Let's see. So the best way would be to, tackle the attack. But most of the players get very, very scared if there is a small attack which is going to start. I think this is one such incident. Black should not be scared. He should try, because he's already well developed. So he must try and do something. Let's see what he can do. So right. This was a quite long stream, and I think we have completed under 500 and inter. So we will be winding up with advanced shortly. So this is the main game. So I'm sure this will take some time. Okay, what does Jayavant want to do now? Rook a d8, I think it's a good idea. It's developing the rook, right? Yeah. Knight e4. It's like slowly white is improving his pieces, right? Getting his pieces to better squares. If not the rook on a1 and knight on d1, at least the other pieces can be got to better squares. So now what can we do? As black, we need to plan, we need to open up the center. We need to exchange pieces, especially the pieces which are active, right? So he doesn't want to exchange pieces. He goes back with the knight. It's getting interesting now. What is there to think? Yeah, just move the queen. Yes, super. Okay, Jaivan's turn. Is he going to get some interesting, attack? Does he have some ideas? Let's see. Okay, Jayavant anyway has a lot of time, so I think he can think. And he can, I think Subha needs to speed up. Otherwise, he will have troubles with the time very shortly. Okay, so one more. Okay, let's look at the game. Tempact played and won. Okay, answer. You can't take on e4. d4. Why d4? I don't know. Maybe just c3 was better. That's a strange game. Okay, actually. Hmm. So bad. Directly he lost. See, rook a d1, and he is attacking the rook twice, right? Just once and twice in the same file. So it makes sense to just capture the rook or move the rook, and black just blundered. Yeah, that's a checkmate. Okay, so what's happening? Let's see. Gokul. Let's see Gokul's game. Where he won. That's g6. Interesting idea. Bishop g4, okay. So always in a fianchetto, see, this is a fianchetto, right? Always when there's a fianchetto bishop. So when we play bishop g5 and if he plays h3, you have to capture the knight and you have to lose the double bishop. So be careful when you pin with your bishop when there's a fianchetto. Okay, So now quickly we will move on to Inter. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to go to Inter. And now Inter tournament is over. Congratulations, Samhit. And Dhruv, better luck next time, but you did give a good fight. And Vishnai. Vishnai is Vishnai takes the silver and Dhruv takes the bronze. So congratulations to all of you. And in fact, congratulations to all of you who participated. I think Inter had the most number of participants. I guess so. I'm not sure if it was Inter or U500. So I think about 60 students participated. So it was a good tournament. So all the best for all of you for participating. And I hope you will come back in 2 weeks' time for another great tournament. Okay, let's get back to Gokul and Roshan's game. We were halfway through. This is a nice way to open the center, but I guess probably he could get the rooks to C1, right? But why did he lose a pawn? It's not worth losing a pawn. So I guess here D5 is not the best. It's better to keep and play rook E8 or rook B8. So just to, develop the rooks first before we go into any action, right? Okay. Take. Now white is clearly better, but all these things, white has won a couple of pawns. Plus, white's pieces are very well placed, and white's bishop is better placed. I won't say it's very good, but it will get into scope after d5. So bishop on g7 is also not doing so great, right? And moreover, the pawns are weak on the queen side. So just picks up another pawn. Now it's f6. I think just pawn takes pawn. Would have won immediately. I don't know why he played e6. And e7, winning the piece. Oh, wow. That was too much. So e7, I think, instead of rook c8, he should just take bishop into e7. But anyway, it's losing. So this is losing even faster. And checkmate. Great. Okay, let's get back and see what's what happens to advance. Oh yeah, we have Jayant and Subhash still playing on title match. So that's the only game, I guess, going on, is it? Okay. Subhash dead low on time. 26 seconds to go. And somehow he's managed to open up the center with d3. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yes, Shriyansh, I do remember you. Okay. So now white is in defensive mode and black is in attacking mode, but unfortunately black has very less time. So Subha needs to really play fast. So, and Jayant also needs to look at the position, make plans at play, and not just play for time. Not really deep. Okay, that's a beautiful idea. I think Subha has already thought about few moves which he could play without, getting into trouble. So this is our first stream from Chess Gurukul for our internal tournaments. So we are very happy that this had a good, response from all of you. So in future, we might stream few tournaments also. Even the next fortnightly tournament which we have, we will try to organize a streaming. So, we can analyze and discuss the games, and you can also revisit the stream to see what games were discussed, what positions were discussed, and so on. Oh no, Subha lost on time. Okay, so this is, I think we are just kind of come to the end of the tournament. Did we? Okay, so I think we will just wait for the winners board. I think Jayant is clearly first. So, and Tempact is second. Okay, so they will just take a couple of minutes before they announce the results. So we have results in, we had 61 participants in Inter, so that was great. And in, we had 97 participants in U500. That was even greater, I would say. All right. In advance, yeah, we're waiting for the scoreboard in advance. So did we see the results in U500? Yes, it was Arshri, Solai, and Vaishu. Congratulations for the U500 players. And it was 97 participants. It is amazing. So the other is Inter. Inter, we had 61 participants. Samhit, Vishnay, and Dhruv Ramakrishna. So I think in advance, it's going to be a 6-game tournament. So we have one more round to go. All right. So after one game, we will have the next round, the last round. Okay. So now we have some chats. So we have one Benson. Benson, yes, of course, you can contact our admin and they will give you the, details. Okay. Right. So let's look at the game remaining. Who's playing? Keshav is playing Chinmay. Let's see. Oh, he's in time trouble. Probably the game is over. Yeah. So let's look at this game. Keshav versus Chinmay, while the 6th round will start quite soon. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a different Sicilian. Normally for E5, we don't take knight into C6. We go knight B3 because we want to make use of these weaknesses. So we go knight B3. We don't take this, or we could go even knight F5. All right. So here he took queen takes. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a king walk. Even though the queens are not on board, I would not, venture into such a king walk. Yeah, that's really bad. See, this is all because black was too ambitious with this king, isn't it? So I think he should. Hmm. But sometimes the ambitiousness also works. Wow, he's going to get checkmated on a1. Imagine. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's. Yeah, this we did see this game, right? And after this, it's winning. Okay, all right. So let's go back to advance. Wait, 22 players are playing. The sixth round is on, right? 7 games are being played, I guess. So Gokul Ram versus Chinmay, Jayvant versus Ripple, Subha versus Tempact, and Roshan versus Keshav, Sushi versus SJMK, and Ishan versus Tarun. So let's look at Ishan versus Tarun. Mm. E5 was a nice idea, but then what if I take? What if I, yeah. Hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's over. That's so black blundered. Okay, how many games on? So we have 7 games on only. Okay, Himalayan chess. We have Romesh. We have Raghav. Raghav started very well, but then it's okay, Raghav. It's always good to play and gain experience, isn't it? Okay, let's look at this game, Jayvant versus Ripple. Mm, good. Okay. I don't like Rook C1. What does Rook C1 do? It's the very passive move, right? So I guess, yeah, knight h5 is good. So we are trying to take the bishop, sometimes even f3, and e4, if we get a chance. So let's go back and try and see Tempact. We did see Gokul Ram, Subha, Keshav, Chinmay, SMK. See, yes, we did see these games. Okay, let's look at these games. What do you think will happen to Subha versus Tempact? Hi, Raghav. Why are you feeling so sad? See, playing, winning and losing is part of game. So don't feel sad about it. All right. So if you lose a game, you must think why you lost this game. And not just thinking, try and analyze it without a computer. Put the position on the board, play it on the board, and try and analyze it. And once you analyze it, you will understand better and you will know why you lost. So if you get this understanding after a loss, it means you have really gained something out of that game. But if you don't do it, then it really means a loss to you, right? So don't feel sad. Analyze your games and then try and learn from your mistakes. So, there is a saying in Tamil. It says like, Adi odavara mari annan thambi odava matanga. That's like, if you get hit very badly, then you learn. Even, like that, even your brothers won't help you. So that kind of learning will happen when you lose. So try and, um, understand why you lost these 4 games after the first 1.5 points. So Raghav, if you try to find this and try to analyze your game, you will learn a lot. Believe me, you will learn seriously a lot more than if you had won. So these are practice tournaments given for practice and for all of you to enjoy chess, make mistakes, and learn. See, we cannot learn by ourselves, right? I mean, we can learn by ourselves, but learning cannot happen always like, like this. Sometimes we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. So when we go down, we need to have that as a launch pad and jump higher, much higher than where we are. So losses would teach us life lessons. So just be open, and whenever we lose, it's very natural to feel sad. Don't feel bad. Just analyze the games and try to learn from the games. All right? Okay. So let's look at Roshan. What is Roshan doing with Keshav? Roshan versus Keshav. So I think we will have our masterclass for November very soon. So I hope all of you will be there in the masterclass to, enjoy, analyze, and, have fun with chess. We will announce the masterclass timings very shortly. And it will be sent to all of you in your WhatsApp groups. So please be present at that moment on that day. Okay? All right. So what's happening here? Keshav is thinking. So let's evaluate the position while he's thinking. What is this? Wow, C5. Mm-hmm. Okay. And now he just lost a queen. So students, please make sure you join the group well in time, because once the tournament starts, if you're going to send me request for joining the group, it won't be possible, right? So please do send a request before and make sure that you join the club. All right? Okay. So let's go back and see what's happening. How many games on? 7 games are still on. And J1 triple effect is Hmm. Okay. Jayant is kind of better. I guess black is better and also on time. So I think in this tournament, Jayant has seldom got into time trouble. So that is one of the main reasons for him to have a lot of time when there are critical positions. So when you play a game, like I already told you, you must divide your time. 5 minutes for opening, 5 minutes for middle game, and 5 minutes for end game. So once you do this, I think it will be easy for you to play, and you will have time throughout the game, and not just have just take so much time in the opening and middle game, and when you come to end game, you really don't have time and just play hand moves. That's not the way to take up a tournament, right? All right, so let's look at whose game. Let's look at Chinmay Chauhan versus Gokul Ram. What's happening? Okay, equal material, king, black is safer, and piece position. Okay, who can tell me who's better here in piece position? So can somebody tell who's better? Chinmay or Gokul? Hmm. Okay, so I think black is kind of better also in pawn structure, also in hmm. All right. So I guess black is better. Let's go back and see what's happening. Okay, one more to go. So we did see Chinmay's game. Let's see what happens to Keshev's game. Oh, Keshev's game is over already. Let's check the game. So many phone nights today. Did we look at this game? No. Okay, white is just winning. Now there is a fork with the bishop, right? And you have to move the queen. Sorry. And castle. Not bad. So king in the center now is not bad because okay. White is doing really better, really well. With a full rook up, yeah, this we did see. Okay, let's go back. And what's happening now? Suba and Jayavant and Romesh, Sushi. Students, once you finish your games, I think you should watch because the advanced group is on, and we can learn a lot from those games as well. right? So let's look at wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. That is also we did see. Okay, Ishan is over. Then Sushi is over. So we're just waiting for Jayavant. And okay, let's go to ripple effect and Jayavant. So what's happening? So let's see what's happening in the game. Hmm. Black is okay, I guess. But it's very difficult for black to proceed and win. Hmm. Oh, he's losing the G7 pawn. So can white take the G7 pawn? I think again, ripple effect is going low on time. He must play fast. So good. What to do now? It's white's turn. I think it's very important to play fast. Wow, that was a brilliant breakthrough. Okay, and now the rook gets into white's territory. So that means the pawns are going to fall. Maybe 2, 3 pawns for sure. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, we should just move the knight, I guess. And then we can, yeah, the knight is coming to d3 also, a superb outpost. Okay, I think white will have to do something active. Let's see if ripple effect wants to do something active in this position. Okay, he took on g7. So what to do? Now he has a dangerous threat as black. He wants to trap this rook, but unfortunately he cannot because there's a lot of so what we can do. Okay, all right. I think just hmm. So those who are watching, can you tell me what is best plan for black? Of course, black is better, clearly better here, but what is the best plan? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's going below 1 minute. So I think Jaivan's main point of victory was in the previous games, and in this game also he has an advantage just because he has enough time. He's used his time very, very effectively. Okay. All right, now. Maybe there is something in card. So okay, he wants to exchange the rook. I don't know. Maybe it was better for him to take the rook himself, like rook into h2 first, and then play, or maybe yeah, rook into and then just get the king out, because the white king is stuck. He cannot come out at present. Like for instance, this is blocked, isn't it? Hmm. So Evans is going low on time again. No, sorry. Ripple effect is going low on time again. So he should be very careful. Wow, below 30 seconds. It's very dangerous to go below 30 seconds. So what should we be doing? 22. What? Look. All right. Hmm. It's one a pawn. And now I think it's important not to waste moves at the same time to bring the king out. So he's coming for the d5 pawn. Yes, I will. I will compact. I will. So check and wow. Before that's getting very interesting with below 10 seconds. Hmm. I want to say something here, but let them finish, and then I will give you my opinion. It's not very good to get to exchange all the pawns, so it might end up in a draw. So let's see if Jayant can think and come up with a nice idea as black. He should not exchange so many pawns. That was not good, right? He just went into random exchange of pawns, which is really not good. Hmm. Okay, Jayant is taking another pawn, another two pawns, and now okay. Okay, that's like below 10 seconds, and it's like, you know, we normally play 10 plus 1 at the academy. That's 10 seconds plus 1 second. So this is very, it's like that. Okay, the pawns are rolling, but it's important to see if you know, something can happen at the last moment. Okay, Javan has lots and lots of time, so he has enough time to think, enough time to calculate, and enough time to play. Yeah, it's sad that the pawn is queened. Okay, this is going to be a easy finish. So while they complete this game, let's look at Tempact. What happened to Tempact's game? Tempact is playing. Oh no, game is over. Okay. Again. Yeah, this is clearly better for white, I guess. And now it's So I guess here it was not so important to go into this endgame quickly, right? So this was forced. He gave a pawn. No, he didn't give a pawn, but he went into a bad position, right? To, you know, I don't like black's position. Black is so undeveloped. Knight c4, and white has got everything possible on the board. He's got a strong knight in the center. He's already got double rooks and extra pawn. What else do you need? Okay, so now let's quickly wind up with this game and we will see what happened to the tournament. I guess the tournament is over. So okay, white is just winning. Is it draw? Okay, so here I guess to check, you can't lose a2, so you have to go here. So what was the problem? So for a3, no, b3 was the problem actually, right? So you don't need to play b3. You need to bring out your knight, which is not playing. So you could either go here or you could go knight f3 and quickly bring out the knight to win this game. All right. Okay. So let's go back and see what happened in the tournament. Yeah. So can we see the tournament results? Okay, I guess Jayvant is first, Gokul Ram is second, and Tempact is third. Well played, all of you. There were 22 participants, and it's very nice having all of you here. And look forward to your participation also in the next tournament. So we must, if all of us participate, the tournament becomes even more interesting. All right. Okay. All the best for all of you, and thanks for joining the tournament. And let's meet soon.